we're up to chapter 6 in Shemuel Aleph. So it says that the Ark of Hashem was by the Plishtim for 7 months. God gave them hemorrhoids. He made the idol, fall down. No head, no arms, no hands. So then they called upon their priests and their sorcerers. What should we do about this ark? Tell us, how do we send it back? So they said, listen, you can't send it empty-handed. You got to give back a gift also, guilt offering. Then you'll be healed. And you'll realize why his hand will not turn away from you. Okay, so what do we do? We're going to give them. So he says like this, very interesting. He says, Vayomer ma Hashem asher nashiv lo. What is the guilt offering we're going to give back? Vayomro mispar sarnei plishtim chamishat chorei zahav. He says we're going to give them 5 golden images of hemorrhoids and 5 golden mice. Whatever plague God sent onto us, we're going to send them back. So then they said, Sitin salmet chorechem, go and make images of your hemorrhoids and your images of mice, and then give homage to Hashem. Perhaps He will alleviate His hand against you. So now, why should you harden your heart? So here over here, Arson is answering. Yeah, here you go. Why should you harden your heart and not let the Paro look at Paro? He also gave it. And then didn't it happen to him when he mocked Hashem? Look how Hashem hit him. So what they do? So the Pasuk 7 says they took materials, they made a new wagon, they took 2 nursing cows, who a yoke was never placed on, and they tied the cows to the wagon and sent the calves back home from behind them. Then they take the Ark of Hashem, put it on the wagon, put golden objects next to it, and they sent it and let it go. It's interesting, they're sending cows by themselves to walk back to the Jewish people. With the Aron.
It's probably Jews cows.
Oh yeah, how would they know where to go? They have ways. So then you will see if it ascends. But they said if ya'ale bet shemesh hu asalanu et hara hagdola hazot. We're going to see if really it's a hand of Hashem. If it's really because of the Aron, we stole the Aron. It's because Hashem's angry at us. So then Hashem will take back His Aron. He'll make the cows go by themselves. Right, and if they don't go the right way, so then we know it's not His hand that afflicted us. So they did that. They took the cows, they tied the wagon, they put the ark on the wagon, they put the images of the hemorrhoids. I don't understand. They gave them a golden behind. That's what they gave them basically, right? Yeah, they put it on the wagon and they sent the cows. They said, "Yalla, go." On a single road. If the cows, it's just a road, one straight road all the way to the Jews. If they went straight, they would have made it. And then they start going. And then the Pasuk says, the people of Bet Shemesh, they were reaping the wheat harvest. They looked up and they say, what? And they see the Aron coming by itself with cows. The wagon came to the field of Yeshua. It stopped there. They chopped off the boards of the wagon. They took the ark, they called the Leviim, and they took the wagon and they made it into a Mizbeach, into a burnt offering to Hashem. The Leviim unloaded the ark of Hashem. And they all saw the golden objects, and they were happy. They made a korbanot to Hashem that they were able to get 7 months. They didn't have Aron. 7 months. They finally got it back. Yeah, these are the golden hemorrhoids that Plishtim sent as a guilt offering, and then these are the golden mice. And then he killed them, and he hurt them. And then also there was bad news though, as the pasuk says. ויח באנשי בית שמש, כי ראו ברע ארון אדוני, ויח בעם 70 איש, 50,000 איש, ויתאבלו העם כי היכה אדוני בעם מכה גדולה. But then Bet Shemesh men died. He struck 50,000 and 70 men died in that area. Why? Because it says the pasuk, they gazed at the ark. They did a sin of gazing at the ark. We're going to see exactly what that means. And the people said the famous words, מי יוכל לעמוד לפני אדוני האלוהים הקדוש הזה ואל מי יעלה מעלינו? Who can stand before Hashem, this holy God? Who can among us the ark ascend? So they didn't touch the ark. They waited till Leviim came. But the point is that they got a tremendous fear. Look how much judgment there was just by looking at it the wrong way. Or we're going to learn later about one of the people who carried the Aron. He thought that the Aron was falling, so he wanted to reach out. Uzziah, he tried to reach out and hold it, and he died because of that. So a person has to be very careful how he acts with the Aron, because Nasa Shalom, it could lead to his death. It could lead to a person getting tremendous judgment. But why did Aaron? So let's go back. Let's review a couple things with the Mefarshim. Why did the Plishtim keep the Aaron for 7 months? If they were suffering, they should have sent it right away back. Why are they holding on to it? So Midrash says that that this is because Abraham Avinu made a covenant with Avimelech, king of Plishtim. Right, Abraham, he made the wells, right, the wells, and he promised we're not going to make a fight, and we're going to be together, and that significance has with the Plishtim till the very end, right? So really, we're going to see that the Plishtim also get a punishment because they also made a promise to be peaceful. So they're hurting the Jews and they're taking the Aaron. So then Hashem has tremendous judgment on them. He's like, "What is this? You're not keeping your part. You're not keeping your part of the promise." But anyways, so Avimelech, king Plishtim, after he took Sarah, his wife, right? He gave Abraham gave Avimelech 7 sheep, and they made a covenant together. Really, the problem is that Abraham Avinu wasn't supposed to do this. Yeah. He wasn't supposed to make this covenant with Avimelech, right? Since why? Because the Plishtim are really one of the 7 Canaanite nations that you're supposed to drive out of Canaan. You're not supposed to make peace with them. You're not supposed to stick around. So really, he didn't mean to make covenant. They were supposed to make covenant with him. He wasn't supposed to make covenant with them. Like, who are they? Who are they make a covenant with him? So because of this, Aaron was taken from the grandchildren by the grandchildren of Avimelech for 7 months because he gave him 7 sheep. He gave him 7 sheep. So he can give me that 7 months. Okay. Anyways, then a bunch of people in Bet Shemesh died, right? So what is this? They died because they looked inside or at the Aaron the wrong way. Some say they opened it. They were curious. They think it's like Indiana Jones over here, you know? Like, oh, I want to see what artifacts we got. No, this is something that's not for us. This is supposed to be in the temple, and it's supposed to be the Levine carried, and it's not for us for our own amusement. We see that we said the Midrash says the same thing by Cain and Hevel, right? Why did Hevel deserve to die? So the Midrash says because when his offering got accepted, he stared at the Shekhinah. He wasn't supposed to stare at the Shekhinah. Similar, we have this halakha today. We're not allowed to look at the Kohanim when they put their hands. They're supposed to cover the talit, their hands. You can't look at them.
Even when they cover?
Yeah, ideally not. That's why we cover the kids. When the fathers cover the heads of the children, so they shouldn't look. Another opinion is why were they punished? They spoke words of contempt when they saw the Aaron. What they say? They say, "Who angered you when you vented your rage and failed to save yourself from captivity? And who appeased you that now you've returned on your own?" They said this Klape Hashem. They said, "What happened? We don't understand. Why all of a sudden the Aaron's gone, and all of a sudden you come back? What is this? This is like a game over here. You go, you come back." You know, they didn't understand what's going on. They weren't supposed to talk that way. It's not kavod. So now they were gazing, and then some say that they spoke like that, or because they were gazing inside of it and they weren't supposed to. Another Midrash says the Bnei Yisrael punished for disgracing the Aaron because they didn't make efforts to bring him back. They said, okay, whatever, it is what it is. It comes back, comes back. Doesn't come back, doesn't come back. Now that's what they're punished for. And Hashem had to go and kill all those people in order to make them realize that this is a big problem.
Would that apply today, since we don't have no resources to look for?
We're supposed to bring the temple first. You don't really have a place. We can't really keep it anywhere if it's not in the temple. So our sages teach us that if we have the zechut to build a temple, it will be revealed where it's hidden. It is hidden somewhere, and then we have the zechut to get it. Anyways, let's talk about the cows, and we'll end. So these cows, they had whoever carried the Aaron. First of all, Chazal tell us whoever carried the Aaron in Masechet Avodah Zarah, they had Ruach HaKodesh. Whoever carried the Aaron. So now, what about these cows? So Chazal tell us that when these cows were walking, all right, let's look up the Gemara inside. It says that there's an interesting word the pasuk uses over there. There's something very nice over here. He says, where's this? Pasuk 12. Vayisharna parot. So it says over there, the cows set out on the direct road. That's the translation. But Chazal say Vayisharna is similar to the word shir, song. What does it mean, Vayisharna? It means that these cows were tested, right? They were testing if Hashem is the one who punished them. Miraculously, they came back. Why they use Vayisharna? Because it's the word shir. Because as they were returning the cows sang a song of praise to Hashem as they walked. Some say since the cows are female, so therefore it should have wrote Vatisharna, Vayisharna, is because they turned towards the Aaron and they sank. So they walked backwards and sank. Can you imagine? Cows carrying the Aron backwards and sinking? So therefore, this is to teach us what? To teach us that whoever carries the Aron gets infused with a tremendous amount of Kedusha, to the point where miracles are happening. Now, one of the miracles was that you didn't feel the weight of the Aron. The Aron would carry you, opposite. When we learned in Yosef Yeshua, when they had to cross the Jordan, the Kohanim were lifted. They were floating across the Jordan because of the Aron. Okay, fine.
Why do I have to break the wheels?
Break the wheels?
Yeah.
Oh, in Yosef Yeshua? No, right now?
Right now,
What do you mean break the wheels?
The wheels.
It says we broke the wheels?
Yeah, I think so. No?
In the Pasuk? Where it says that? It said we broke the wheels? The Plishtim did it or the Jews?
The Jews. When
The
they
Jews?
started, I think.
So let's see, 1 second. They chopped the boards of the wagon. Means they wanted to make a mizbeach. So they broke the boards of the wagon to make a mizbeach out of it. That's what it means. Okay, so now the Ritva says that that we know that Bilam's donkey also spoke. Right? And the Pirkei Avot says there's a couple things Hashem created Erev Shabbat. And one of them is the mouth of the donkey that will talk. The Ritva asks, why not the mouth of these cows? There's another. Where else in the Torah do we see that someone's animals talking? Only Bilam's donkey. And here, now the cow's singing. So it should have been listed in the Mishnah. So he says that really it's included in that. The advice is Bilam's donkey, which spoke, is listed by the Mishnah, and therefore it serves as a heading for all similar occurrences. Another answer is the cows were only able to sing. Therefore, they couldn't freely talk. The Bilam's donkey freely talked. He had the ability to choose how to talk. They just were repeating a prompt. So therefore, that was a miracle, but it's not really a miracle as compared to the Bilam's donkey. The Arizal says that all the animals sing. All the animals sing. It's just we don't understand it. Yeah. The angel that represents the mountains also sings. But you could say that technically, when the animals make noise, they're really singing. We just don't understand what they're saying, right? And Perek Shirah tells us what they're really, the content of what they're saying. But the point is that there's a big lesson. The cow, what cow did they take? They took a cow that never had another yoke. That represents a person never believing in something else besides for Hashem. And then they had to go on a straight path, not veer off the path. You know how they call going off the derech? Not veer off the path. And then what they had to do? They had to carry the Torah. The Torah has to always be with us. And they had to sing. We have to be in a point where we're happy. People sing when they're happy. You have to be happy serving Hashem, and you won't go off the derech. Baruch Na'olam.